I've watched every single game of the Euros, and there's two teams in particular that have caught my eye: Spain and Switzerland. They do one thing in common, and no one has been able to stop it. They stack both wingers to one side and create overloads, causing havoc in the defense. Why do they do this, you may ask? Well, it's all to create space for the midfielders. For Switzerland, they're trying to create space for late runners into the box, that is Freuler and Ebischer. Whereas for Spain, they're not only creating space for late runs, that is Fabian Ruiz and of course Pedri, but, and more particularly, they're creating space for shots from midfield. If you look at the stats, Spain have the most attempts at goal at the Euros with 84 attempts. Portugal are in second place with 74. La Roja also lead the tournament with attempts on goal with 29. This is not a coincidence. In this video, we're just going to basically unravel what these two teams are doing well, how it creates space, and why it's leading to goals for both Spain and Switzerland. Football has always been a game of tactics. Teams are looking for strategies, how they're going to outsmart their opponent. And what just makes me happy, what I like doing so much, is just going into the coach's mind and see what they're doing. Alright, so let's get into it. Both Spain and Switzerland have the one goal, right? They're trying to get both wingers onto one side. Switzerland will do this through turnover of possession. Their high press causes teams to make mistakes and the team loses the ball. And in 2-3 phases, they're on the other side of the field. But the key is to look at the runners. For Spain, they do it after turnover of possession, but also the second phase of turnover of possession. And more interestingly, they do it during set pieces, especially corners. I'll give you two examples of each, and in each example, every single possession that had two wingers on one side led to a goal. So first up is Switzerland. This is the game against Italy that they won in the round of 16 2-0. In this possession, we have Manuel Akanji at the back, and he's trying to play the ball to Bril Embolo. Looking at the wingers, you have Ndoye and you have Vargas on either side of Embolo. At this point, not much danger. Italy have it covered. Their back four is the spaces is consistent between the back four. Once the ball is played in, Mancini is seen right here pushing up from the back four. Italy now have already started creating spaces. This is where the problems start coming. Embolo's header, he knocks it down to Ndoye, and Ndoye does so well to run with the ball towards Vargas' wing. If you look at both wingers at this point, they're on one side. But Bastoni is still tracking Ndoye. Bastoni does not let go of Ndoye this entire possession. Ndoye, being smart, now instead of doing an underlapping run or running towards the box, he makes an overlapping run. This forces Bastoni to make sure that run doesn't go anywhere. Looking at the next slide, both their arms are out, meaning Bastoni has seen the run and he's standing there in case Ndoye ends up getting the ball on the overlap, or if Vargas decides to cut back in and take the shot. They do neither, and the defenders also do neither because they can't move. When you look at Freuler, he's making a darting run into the box. Again, the spaces between the defenders is now much bigger. The two center-backs are much more apart. Fagioli, the midfielder for Italy, is way behind, like he can't do much. The ball comes in, and by the time Freuler gets this ball, Bastoni realizes, oh snap, it's too late. One control, left foot volley, bottom corner, 1-0 Switzerland. This is an overhead view of how it looks like. This is the amount of space that Freuler is running into. You can see by the two wingers just running towards one side, they've really opened up the Italian defense, and it has created the space that we were talking about in midfield for Freuler to run into and get an open shot at goal. Now, moving on to Spain versus Georgia. This one was a goal that was scored by Rodri, but the sequence of play is insane. Let's get into it. So, Morata has the ball in this possession. Nico Williams had actually won the ball and passed it on to Morata, but Morata, instead of making the simple pass to Nico Williams, decides to make a simpler but even dumber pass to Fabian Ruiz. Luckily, Fabian Ruiz is smart enough. I want you to look at Lamine Yamal throughout the entire sequence. He's still on the wing, both wingers on both sides. The sequence doesn't look like there's any danger. Morata plays the ball into Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz now clips the ball over for Nico Williams. At this point, Lamine Yamal has started his run into the box. Nico Williams does well to control the ball, take the shot, and the keeper saves it. The purpose of Yamal running into the box is he's running in for a rebound, but Georgia managed to clear the ball. But he doesn't stop there. He goes all the way to the other wing, as you can see in the next slide. And now, he's now chilling on the left side. So you have Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal, your two wingers on one side. If you look at the other wing, it's only Carvajal who's there. But he can't really cause much damage. He doesn't take players one-on-one or anything. So the defenders know that side is safe. But there's an overload on this side. There's also a Georgian player on the floor who ended up getting substituted after this, but the pressure was still too much. He was going to be out anyway. Cucurella controls the ball and plays it off to Rodri. Now, Rodri ends up getting the shot off in this sequence. But if you look at Yamal is right next to Nico Williams. He's the winger. What's he doing there? Behind them is Fabian Ruiz. They do so well in creating these patterns of these triangles on the wings, and Cucurella is now in midfield. Rodri then plays the ball to Carvajal, and then Carvajal plays it back to Rodri. At this point, Fabian Ruiz, Nico Williams, and Lamine Yamal form a triangle on the outside. Rodri clips the ball over to Nico Williams. Fabian Ruiz is making the run into the box. So the last defender, the Georgian defender, has to take care of him. The Georgian defender is also looking at Morata in the middle of the park. And Cucurella has made a run into the box. So not only are they creating spaces for midfielders, they're also creating spaces for their defenders. Nico Williams controls the ball, plays it back towards Lamine Yamal's direction. Cucurella has his arm out, he's trying to run into the box. Fabian Ruiz wants to make the overlapping run. Morata is in the center, and Yamal is also an option. But Yamal doesn't get the ball. He just lets it go, and it goes straight to Rodri. By the time Rodri gets this ball and takes the shot, the Georgian defenders are so confused. They don't know what's happening. Again, they have created space for a shot. They have completely dumbfounded the defenders, and the defenders also blocking the goalkeeper, so he has no clear sight at the ball. And Rodri just smacks it the bottom corner with his left foot. 1-1 Spain. As you can see from those two examples, they do so well to create space in the middle, and all the chances actually lead to goals. I'll give you two more. Let's start with Spain. Next up, Spain versus Croatia. So looking at this picture, you have 3 Spanish attackers and you have 3 Croatian defenders. Nico Williams is making his run towards Lamine Yamal's corner or wing, right? Now, for this particular example, this is a 2-for-1 special. So they play the ball into the wing and Nico Williams is running towards the byline. Again, Lamine Yamal is right behind him. Pedri is making the run to the middle of the box. Morata, the striker, is not even in the picture. Again, creating so much havoc. This particular sequence ends up in a corner. And this is why I'm calling it a 2-for-1 special, because we have both wingers on one side on 2 phases of play. So that was the first one, and the second one is after the corner. Lamine Yamal plays the corner, shot to Nico Williams. This is something that Spain do a lot. They play with their 2 wingers and play it short. So what happens is that the defense has to adjust. The defense has to make a decision. Are we going to go with Nico, or are we going to go with Lamine Yamal? Both wingers are very good at taking players one-on-one, so Croatia will have to send a third player at any point. Nico Williams plays the ball to Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz returns it to Yamal. But at this point, we have 3 Croatian defenders occupied, and one of them is actually a member of the back 4, right? So by the time Carvajal is making a run in the box, they are so confused. They have not organized themselves. Their normal back 4 is not there to defend the cross that's coming in. Then Yamal crosses, Carvajal makes the run behind the midfielders and slots it in. But this all started because you have the 2 wingers on the wing, you have forced one of the defenders from the back 4, and now you have midfielders defending a corner, right? Carvajal sneaks in the middle of the park and slots it in to make it 3-0 Spain just before halftime. In this scenario, Xhaka has the ball. Looking at the wingers, you have Vargas in the middle of the park, but he's running towards Ndoye's wing. Kwadwo is not even in the picture, but you'll see him shortly. So once Vargas makes that run, Xhaka slots it straight into the run. Perfect timing. Again, both wingers are on one side, both wingers are in close proximity, and as you can see, there's 4 Hungarian defenders all sucked into one wing. So on this side, you have 2 attackers, Kwadwo and Ebisha, who ends up scoring the goal, and the other defenders who are really occupied with what's going to happen in the middle of the field. So in this case, when the ball is played in, the defenders are not marking anyone. Look at the amount of confusion they have caused in the defense. There's the 4 defenders, there's one who's running back, there's one who's keeping everyone onside. There's the only person who has it covered is the left back who's getting the run on the far end. But that's about it. Everything else is confusion. Again, similar to the Spain goal, they are blocking the goalkeeper. He has no clear sight of goal. Creating confusion is the purpose of this. You create confusion in the defense. Ebisha takes a strike again, bottom corner, just like Rodri's goal, to make it 2-0 to Switzerland just before halftime. The main reason teams don't do this a lot more is because it upsets your balance, right? It affects how you're going to defend. It affects when you lose the ball. Do you have the shape to switch back to defensive transition? And that is why most teams don't do it. But for these 2 teams, they've managed to do it. And the key for Switzerland is the movement behind the front 3. Ebisha has been amazing. Freuler has been amazing. Xhaka has been amazing. And they're smart footballers. They can read space. They can read danger early. And that is why it works for them. For Spain, they have Rodri in the middle and Pedri. And these are all people who are willing to fall back in case something happens. And they're also smart footballers. same way as the Swiss players, and that is how they prevent attacks or counters from the opponent. In conclusion, Spain and Switzerland's tactical innovation serves as a reminder of the importance of adaptability and creativity in football. By thinking outside the box and daring to be different, they've come up with something so simple yet so dope. And that is how they're beating teams. So what do you guys think about Spain and Switzerland's innovative way of doing things? Let's just call it that. You can share your thoughts in the comment section, and obviously don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, because we make dope football content and we want you guys to be a part of it. Peace!